Hey, hey! Look like I've got no hair. I have got hair. Just got a bit of a hat situation because it's bloody cold. There we go. Looks a bit better, doesn't it? Little tuft sticking out, so you know that I haven't somehow shaved my head overnight. Hey! Here I am. Let me show you where I am. I'm being quiet because of the birdies. Oh, I love that sound. This is one of the main reasons why I love to go camping once a year with my boyf and the sausage, as in the dog. Oh, saucy. See what I did there? As you may notice, I'm back, kids. I'm back. I'm fully charged. I'm ready to rock. Oh, it's a little bee. Hi, bee. Ah! He was cute and furry. Anyway, this is what I'm like about all creatures that aren't humans. They make me very happy. Hey, say hi so I know who you are if you're coming on. What is going on with this hair? What am I doing? Why do I care? Why do I care? It is what it is. Right, because I like to make my life as challenging as possible, apparently, I decided to live stream while walking the dog. And as we know, he loves to sniff. And so any moment, if he decides to gallivant, I will have to throw my phone into the hedge and charge after him. But I've decided he's not going to do that today. Do you know how I've decided that? Got treats in my pocket. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm going to get to the point, I promise. But first, let me just make sure this actually works. Touch! Heinzie, touch! Yeah! Totes worked. Okay, proved it to myself that it works, and so now I can relax a little bit. Now, when I was journaling this morning, so much juice came up. In fact, I even went and did a 30-minute live stream in my How Were You program, the group for that program, with me showing them how to tap through a belief, because I kept getting this belief come up that money is hard to come by. That's what kept coming through. And so I was like, well, that doesn't feel real, like consciously, but it does feel real, like energetically or in a belief way. So I think sometimes we can get kind of caught up in that. We can be like, oh, well, no, I do believe it. And actually, when we look deeper, we don't really believe it. And so doing affirmations and things is kind of like pissing into the breeze, because as I was talking to one of the gals, the lovely ladies on my realignment retreat at the weekend, talking about this idea that it's poo bag time. That isn't what we were talking about, but it is. 1 second. Keeping it real, people. This is real life. Scooping the poop. Oh no, it did land. Hi, Chris. You love dogs so much. I'm sure you'll appreciate the fact I'm currently scooping a poop. Wait there. I'm not going to show it to you. I'm just going to tie the bag up. Wait there. Keeping it real, Chris. This is real life right here. Real life in action. All of the things are happening. So anyway, as I was talking to this lady at the weekend on my realignment retreat in Jersey. Yo, yo, yo! Nice to see you there, lover. And I was saying to her, if you use affirmations, it's all well and good, but if you don't actually believe it, like you don't feel like you believe it energetically, it's basically just empty words. And I guess over time you can probably hypnotize yourself into believing these things. But, love hearts, yay, thank you. Such an appreciation whore, what can I say? Love the love hearts. And so I was kind of telling them about that concept, and they totally resonated with it. So today when I was doing my journaling and it came up that it's hard to come by, that money is hard to come by, although intellectually, consciously, I know that's not true. As I always tell my clients, entrepreneurs have a license to basically print their own money, because you just follow flow, you come up with an offering that works for you, something that you're passionate about, and then you get to sell it and you get to decide how much it costs and all of that stuff. So for me, that is something that I do believe and that I know because it's true for me and for my clients, but there was still this underlying belief that is hard to come by. So I got to journaling, obviously. Spent quite a lot of time on this today. And then I went and actually did a live stream on how to work through a belief like that using EFT tapping and matrix and inner child stuff, and basically my own weird woo-woo combination of how I work on this stuff. Heinzie, can you come this way? Come on. Fucking hell, you listen to me. He knows there's treats in the pocket. It's working. And so I went in and I started doing the tapping for my group, and it took me down a very tangential path, which was perfect. And it probably took about 20 minutes to do the actual tapping. And what happened was I got taken back to, once I cleared the belief as much as I could, just doing the simplistic tapping that I was teaching them, there was still like this 2% of me that was thinking, it was like 20%. This 20% of me that was like, no, it's still true. So I was like, okay, what's this all about then? And so I then decided to, Heinzie, this way. Come on, Bubs. Good boy. So fucking cute. Chris, did you ever tap on Marmaduke? That's what I want to know. Anyway, coming back to the point. So we did the tapping of the belief, and when I got down to 20%, I'm very tenacious and I like to get down to 0. So what happened was I got taken back to, the word that kept coming up was struggle. I was like, oh, okay, so it's actually, the belief is tied into something to do with struggle and the energy of struggle. So I jumped in and followed the energy, as we say in the trade. You should do that. Yes, Chris, I want to know how it goes. Heinzie, touch. And good boy. Fucking hell, you're so cute. Life is better with a sausage dog. Anyway, unless it's Marmaduke, apparently. Hey, Jane. So anyway, we'll get to the point, as I do eventually on my live streams, when I see fit. So, little laughy face. I like those as much as the hearts. Oh God, there's some cows up ahead. Be prepared for potential barkage. Okay, we're going in. Anyway, so I did the belief tapping and I got down to about 20% belief. And then the word struggle came up. So I chased the energy, followed the energy, and it came up with this image of me that I couldn't quite fathom at the beginning. Didn't seem linked to any particular memory. So I just kept tuning into the energy. I could see a version of myself. Heinzie, touch! I could see a version of myself. Oh no, he's given up because there's Moo Moo's over there. He's not interested in biscuits anymore. Yikes. And so I could see this version of myself. No particular memory, just very, almost like an illustrated picture of myself. So again, I just kept tuning into the energy, and as I got closer and closer and more in tune with it, and I could feel it more in my body, I became aware that this was the memory of, after my friend had died, having an argument with somebody and ending up basically telling them to go and fuck themselves for being such an asshole, because they were giving me shit about something, and I was like, do you know what, this really isn't important, fuck off. Ran in, it was actually one of my mum's friends. Oh God, yep, that's right, I was very angry. And then I went into my bedroom, because I was living back at my mum and dad's house at the time. My life had basically fallen apart, really. And I kind of slid down the wall. I just felt so exhausted and just like I'd given up, you know. Like I was fed up of fighting, is what kept coming up. So I did some tapping with her and I tuned in and all the good stuff. And then she asked me if she could be released. And I was like, oh my God, yes. I release you, please go, be free. Like, you don't need to hold on to this anymore. Gosh, you don't need my permission. Please let go, let go. I'm ready to release you, which felt really good. And then she melted. This might sound fucking weird for those of you who haven't done any of this work with me. She basically melted, like her skin melted off her body, and then this light came out of her, like a firefly. And say hi if you're there. I want to know who I'm talking to about my innermost workings. So anyway, I saw this little light being float off, and then I felt compelled to burn the remnants of the skin and then scatter the ashes so that the universe could do what it needed to do, and that felt very freeing. And then if anyone's coming in at that point, they'll be thinking, what the fuck is she talking about? So anyway, then I decided I felt like I needed to speak to the light that kind of danced out of the physical body. And so I did, and it was my higher self. And she came down and she sat in front of me and she laid her hands on top of my hands. And she basically gave me a healing. And I could feel this warmth in my body, just like building all the way through my body. And as I continued speaking with her, communicating with her, I felt like, oh, okay, so when this is complete, whatever that means, I let you go. And she said, and I didn't, kind of was like, oh, I don't really want her to go. She's nice, she makes me feel warm inside. And she said, oh no, I don't have to go. And she then like integrated and merged with me. And so I could feel like this light being like in my body and just around the outside, like, you know, if you imagine what an aura must look like, that's how it felt like. She was energetically more expansive than me, energetically bigger than me. And yeah, so that was pretty fucking cool. And so I then checked back in with the belief, money is hard to come by, or it is hard to come by. Oh, a little snail shell there. Oh, it's a little snaily. Hello. Oh, I'm going to put you over there. You don't get trodden on. Oh, I'm going to have to... Oh, you all know that when I get home, I'm going to look up, what does a snail mean? What does that mean? I'll tell you what it means later. Anyway. Oh, God. You know, sometimes I just think, I can't believe you're sharing this with the world, Georgina, and now they know what a fucking weirdo you are. Yeah, I am a big softy crispy, you know this. I may look like a badass, but I'm actually made of marshmallows. That's why you love me. So, anyway, yeah. So the higher self, yada, 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 was bigger than me. Tune back into the belief, money, it is hard to come by. And then, this is the really cool bit, still 1%. Still 1% belief in it. And I was like, ugh. And this is what came through. This is the important message. This is the bit you all need to know. You're like, can you just got to this earlier? No, that's not how I roll. You know this. You love me anyway. I decided. So the message that came through was the 1% belief that it's hard to come by is because, and she said to me, you are looking for it outside of yourself. And actually, money, love, everything comes from within. And I could feel it like this golden light in my heart, in my chest. And I was like, wow. And even talking about it now makes me energetically shift, because it's still working its way through my system at the moment, all of these big shifts I had this morning. And yeah, so that's what came through. And I know, I teach this concept. I help my clients tune in on this stuff, on how to create everything from within. That's effectively how I live my life. And I guess that the more and more I lean into living in flow and following inner guidance, inner wisdom, has allowed me to get to the place where I can really assimilate this message at this level. And it's powerful. So knowing that it comes from within is, again, something that I've known consciously, but I feel like I've been given real access to how that feels from within now. And so that's my reminder to you. Everything that you desire to create in your life, money, love, a new car, whatever, it all lives inside. And energetically, the only reason that you don't see what you want in your life is because somehow you're shutting it off. You're like strangling the flow of abundance. And so my message for you today, and my message from my higher self, who came down to say, yo, today, she's a funny fucker, by the way. She's like got a real sense of humour. She basically got into my body and was like, oh yeah, okay, oh fuck, you don't need that anymore. And I could like feel her energetically like going, that can go, that can go, that can go. And I've no idea what she was getting rid of, but I trust her. So I guess we'll find out as time goes on. So yeah, anyway, Realignment Retreat coming up in Brighton on the 27th of May. If you want in, let me know. You've got about a week and a half left to book, and then I'm shutting it down so I can find a venue for the amount of people. So that's not going to be like an extended sign-up period. That's literally, you've got about a week and a half, and then I'm closing applications for that. It's just 500 squiddles. That's what I'm charging for it. It's £500. What? I know, I could barely believe it myself, but there you go. That's what it is. So come and play. Equally, I have obviously VIP offerings. So if you'd like to work with me at a higher level, you'd like access to all of this good stuff, all of this energy, all of this insight, and access to my higher self. She can talk to yours, by the way. That's cool, isn't it? She does always. Basically, they're always communicating, aren't they? All of them. All of them. Anyway, before I go too woo, as if I'm going to stop before I go too woo. It's too late. Then give me a shout. Realignment Retreat, 27th of May. Hit me up in the comments, or send me a private message if you know you need to be there. Laters, yeah?